In this video, I will be showing you how to create a transparent header for your website. We will be using the Elementor header and footer builder plugin because we're building this website using just the free version of Elementor. So if this is something that you would like to know how to do, then please stick around. Do remember to like and subscribe to the channel for a lot more videos like this. Let's just go straight into it. Let's go to Appearance, then down to Elementor header and footer. Then we want to add new. And then let's give our header a name. We're just going to call this header. And for type of template, we want to select header. And we want it to be displayed on the entire website. We also want to set up an exclusion rule because we don't want this to show up on pages like our coming soon page. So I'm going to select add an exclusion rule, and for do not display on, I'm going to scroll all the way down here and select specific pages, and then I'm going to say don't show on coming soon. Then I can go ahead and hit publish. And our header has been created. Now we need to go in and style this. So let's click Edit with Elementor. And then from here, you're free to create your header how you see fit. Now, there are two ways you can do this. You can create the header from scratch, or you can create your header based on the menu that you set up. I'm going to do both ways because initially, and let me show you, if I go here in my design where you have this particular header layout, this is not going to be possible in Elementor header and footer because I won't be able to get these lines in between the menu item. So I'll have to do this manually for the desktop version and laptop version. But when it comes to the tablet and mobile versions, I'm going to be using the menu style. So you'll see the difference within the two. Right, let's get back to it. So the first thing I'm going to do here is create a new container. I'm going to give this container a background color for now. And then based on our design, we have our menu and we also have a button. So in this container, as you can see down here, I'm going to add two containers. So that's one. And if I select the top container again, hit the plus icon, select container, then it creates the second one. I also want these containers to not be stacked vertically. I want them to be horizontal. So go to container, layout, and then for direction, select horizontal row. There we go. Now, if you look at our design, you can see that our button is all the way to the right and our menu takes up most of the space. So I'm going to do the same thing over here with our containers. If I select the first container, let's just rename them. I'm going to call this menu and I'm going to call this button. And for the main container, I'm just going to call this navbar. So select the menu container, and then for width, we're going to give this a percentage of 80. And then if we select the button container and give this a percentage of 20, you can see how it kind of, share the space for these two containers. I also don't want this to be within a content box. So I'm going to select navbar. I'm going to change the content width from boxed to full width. So I get this full width layout. So now you can kind of see our menu and our button will go in this area for the menu and that area for the button. So let's go ahead and create these two things. I'm going to select the menu area, and if I take a look at my menu, you can see that we have 3 headings, and each of these headings are separated by just a horizontal line. So I'm going to go ahead and add 3 headings to this. So that's heading 1. Another way you can add more stuff to your container or to your group is you can just right click here and just select duplicate. So now my heading has been duplicated. What you normally would do though is, let me delete these two, is you would edit this one first, and once you're done editing to where you want it to be, then you duplicate. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to change this to, what was it supposed to be? Amenities. Go to style. I'm going to change the color to white. For typography, I'm going to change the font family to Satoshi, and I'm going to give it a size of, let's say 17-ish. Let me see, 18. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate. Now you see when I duplicate, it's duplicating everything, so I don't have to go back and format each of them. These are stacking on top of each other. So again, we have to change the order of this layout. So go to menu, under layout, go down all the way to direction, then select row horizontal. That looks good. Now we need this to be in the center of this box. So with the menu still selected, justify content to center and align items to the center as well. So here we have our amenities, all three of them laid out. Now we can change what the text is saying. So now we have photos and places. So let's make those change. I'm going to change this second one to photos, and I'm going to change this last one here to places. Now let's also go ahead and add this bar. So remember, we have this vertical bar in between. Now, the easiest way to do this is by adding a border around the heading. Let me show you how. Select your heading, then go to Advanced, minimize layout, go to border, and then you want to select solid, and I want to change the color to white. And the border width, I just want it to be, let me link it, I unlinked it. I just want it to be 1. Ooh, sorry. I had the most selected. So if you look, you can see the border width of that. Maybe 1 is too thin. Let's go back into border and set it to 2. Okay, 2 looks fine. See, we have the border now all around this heading here, but we only want it to be to the right. So select the heading, go to Advanced, go to Border, and then uncheck your border width. So make sure you're not linking the values here. And then I want the top to be 0, bottom 0, left 0. And now all we have is the border to the right. But it is all the way onto the heading. It's attached onto it. So we need some space between the headings and that right border. Select the heading. Then for padding, you want to uncheck the chain link. And then for the right, you just want to increase this. So I'm going to increase it to about 12. And if you look, you'll see that it is now separating the amenities from the photos. You need to do the same thing for the photos as well. Now, one easy way to do this is by selecting the first heading, right click, copy, select the second heading, and then select paste style. And just like that, you have created your menu option. Now let's add our button. Select the button container, go to Elements, and select Button. Now go to Style. We want to give our button a border. So for border type, select Solid, and we want to give this a border width of 2 pixels. Also change the border color to white. Now we want to give this a border radius of 25 as well, and that will give us our nice pill shape that we have here. The button should also say contact us, so go to content and change the text to contact us. So here we have our contact us button and we have our menu. Now let's go ahead and publish this, and we're going to see how it shows up onto the website. So here I am on the preview of the website, and as you can see, we changed a few things. So the client actually submitted his images, so we changed out the hero image from what we had in our design here. Also, we added this slideshow. So we want to have multiple images of the property being a part of a slideshow. So those are just some changes that happened between the last video and the one that we're making now. But the issue that we're having now is that we're not seeing the menu that we just created. And the reason for this is because we set this to Elementor canvas. We need to change it to Elementor full width. Let's exit to WordPress. And then all the way over here to your right where you see template, select Elementor canvas and change this to Elementor full width. Select save. And now when we refresh our page, you will see the header. So this is the header that we just created. Now, two things are off with this. One, this menu should actually be in the center of the page. And two, we want to have a transparent header. So let me go ahead and align the menu to be in the center of the page first. Let's go back to our page and we want to push this all the way over to the right. So let's go ahead and go to advanced, padding, and then we want to push from the left so that it goes right. So increase the padding left until it goes all the way over to the right. Now you can just publish and then check your page to see where you are in terms of positioning. So we still need to get this over somewhere. So let's increase the left padding more. So this is pretty much what you need to be doing. So whenever you're making changes, you need to be making those minute changes in the back end, pushing it and checking to see what you're doing. So I'm going to move this over just a bit more and that should be good. Let's go ahead and make our navbar transparent. So let's go back into Elementor header and footer. What we're going to do now is add another section and we're just going to give this section a background color. Any color is fine. Then we're going to go to our navbar and we're going to remove its background color. So now that the navbar does not have a background color, what we can start to do now is pull this second section all the way up underneath the navbar so that we can see how much margin we need to use in order to make this transparent. So with our navbar selected, go to advanced, go to margin, unlink it, and then from the bottom, you want to give it negative values until it pulls that section all the way to the top. Once that is done, just go ahead and select your second container and you can delete it. Then you want to hit publish and that is it. If you go back to your preview of your website, just refresh the page and you will have your beautiful transparent navbar just like that. So it's very easy to make and you should go ahead and give it a try too. Our navbar also needs to be responsive, so we need to go ahead and make sure that it looks good on all these devices. If I go to the laptop version, you can see now that our menu is too far to the right. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring this over. So I'm going to select the menu under advanced, go to padding, and I'm just going to go ahead and decrease this to bring it back over to the left some more. There we go. So if I preview it like this, you'll see that it's almost good. I can push it over a bit more. So let's just increase this a bit. Go back to our laptop and that's good. The button, we want to make this a bit smaller for our laptop. So select it and then we're going to go ahead and change the typography. We're decreasing it to about 13 is too much, to about 11, and then we're going to go down to our padding, unlink it, and we're going to give our padding left 15, padding right 15. Let's give our top 10 and our bottom 10. Then hit publish. All right, good. For tablet, the size is okay. It just needs to come over a little bit. Go to tablet and then select menu. And then you just want to uncheck this, set it back to 238, and then decrease it a bit. Hit publish, go back, and let's refresh our page. So now on tablet, we have it looking like this. So this is desktop, laptop, tablet. Perfect. Also, we need to just go ahead now, since we're done setting it up, go to navbar, and we're going to remove this background and then hit publish. So now when we refresh, we get back our transparent header. There we go for desktop, laptop, and tablet. For our mobile version, we are going to need a different menu. So we don't want this current menu that we have for these three sizes to show on our mobile. So what I'm going to do is go back to our Elementor header and footer, and then for this menu that we have right here, I'm going to go ahead and hide it. So let's go ahead and do that. So in order to hide this on mobile, I'm going to go to advanced, then down to responsive, and then where you see hide on mobile portrait, just select that. So now we have this hidden on mobile. So if I preview it, all we have is the contact us button here. I'm going to give my navbar a background so that I can see what we're working with. And then you can clearly see that the only thing we have showing right now is contact us. I want to add the burger menu option to this. So now we need to go ahead and use the menu option. To create our menu, let's go to appearance, then menus, and then you can create your menu from here. Let's give our menu a name. Let's call this primary menu. Under here where it says automatically add new top level pages to this menu, we don't want to do any of this. Let's just create a blank menu and then hit save. Now we need to add things to our menu. If we go to pages here, you'll see that the only page that we have is home. So back to our design, we have amenities, photos, and places. These things will link to different sections of the page. So if I go all the way down here, it will link to different sections of this same home page. So what we're adding to our menu is not pages, but links. So how do we do that? Go to appearance, menus, and then we want to add custom links. So select custom link. For URL right now, you just need to put hashtag, and the link text should be the text of the menu option. So in this case, the first option is amenities, and then select add to menu. Do the same for the other two. What was the other two? Photos and places. So just add a hashtag for now, photos, and let's do places. There we go. So we have our menu. Now let me go ahead and save this. And if I go back down to my Elementor header and footer, and I edit my header, give it a background so we can see what we're doing. Let's go ahead and add a section here. So select navbar, add element, select a container, and let's call this mobile menu. And we want to move this above our menu here. We also don't want this to be showing on these three sizes. So with it selected, go to advanced, go to responsive, and hide it on desktop, laptop, and tablet. Then hit publish. Now we want to add the menu to this container that we have. So go to the add element, search for menu, and then you want to just drag the navigation menu into the container. And now you will be seeing this little icon here. So now we need to get these two side by side on a horizontal plane. And for our mobile nav, we want to change this to percentage and we want to decrease it. Let's make it 50%. Let's make it 50%. Now we want this mobile nav to be on the right, so I'm just going to drag it down and move it over to the right here. And you can see we can decrease this now by 42%. And then for our navbar option, I'm just going to increase the column to push it all the way over, not too far. Come back up to about this size, and then I'm going to do a padding from the left. Push our button just a little bit over into the center, just like that. So this is what we end up with. Let's make everything go to the center like this. So when we do that, it's looking like that. Now let's style our menu option as well. So select the navigation menu. Let's change the layout from horizontal to flyout. We want when we click this button, the menu flies out like this. Now let's style it. So go to style. Then we want to change the background color to our secondary color, and our text color we want to change it to white. So if I hit publish and then preview, you will see it popping out like this. You can change the player box width to make it a little bit slimmer, and then you can do like the horizontal padding, vertical padding to give some space to these if you want to add more space between, and then if you want to kind of move it down from the top. So we're going to keep it about this distance, and then we're going to bring it over a little bit to the left and decrease the vertical padding just a bit like this. That is our mobile menu item. So let us go back to our navbar, and we're going to remove the background color that we added, because remember we just added that so that we could see what we're doing. Now if I go back to our home menu and I refresh the page, you will see we have desktop, laptop, tablet, and now mobile. And if you click the mobile option here, you'll get to your menu. So that is it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Do remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and do leave a comment letting me know what you think. You can ask me any questions you like in the comment as well, and I'll get back to you. So until my next video, take care.